Okay. I welcome you all to the Sutra, Stotra and Shastra class of Nimaipathshala. This class is precisely in English for all those students who cannot take the class on Sunday or Tuesdays, or who preferably want the class in English. This class is exclusively conducted for those students. But also, we have two more batches running of Nimaipathshala, Sundays and Tuesdays, in which the classes are conducted in Hindi as well. The Monday and the Tuesday batch is parallel batches. That means the subject which is being conducted in the Monday batch in English is similarly conducted in Hindi on the Tuesday. So all those who are taking the class for the first time, and if they have by mistaken connected to the English class but want the class to be in Hindi, they can definitely get connected to our Tuesday batches as well. So, as I already mentioned, this is precisely a batch which is conducted, in which the class is conducted in English. So, today I'm not going to follow the regular pattern of the class, in which we initially start with the Shastra part, and then we take the Stotra part, and then we take the Sutra part. But today we are going to do the opposite of it. Today we are going to start the class with the Sutra part, and then we are going to have the Shastra part, and then after that, we all are going to have the session for Shri Vishnu Sahasranam. Today, we are not going to go ahead with the next two shlokas of Sahasranam because of the New Year celebration and a lot of things happening. A lot of children have not learned the two shlokas that we did in the last class. So, we will be giving one more week, but instead of that, we will be revising the entire Vishnu Sahasranam that we have done so far in Nimai Pathshala class. So today's sutra is very, very beautiful. It gives us a very beautiful essence or meaning of life. So what happened once? There was a man who belonged to a very good family. He was coming back from his office when he realized that on the gate of his colony there was a naked, very petite person standing and begging for food and money. When he saw him, it was very cold. He felt really sad when he saw that somebody is there who's not even wearing proper clothes and it is so cold. So he thought that maybe I should help him. So, he told his driver to stop. He pulled down the mirror and he said that, please wait here. I'm going to get some sweaters for you and you can wear them and protect yourself from this chilling cold. So that person was very happy and he said, bless you, I'm feeling very cold. And that person went inside the colony to get the sweater for that poor person. But to his surprise, he did not know that his wife had planned a surprise party for him at their home. So the moment he reached home, he went inside the home. He rang the bell. The wife opened the door, and he was surprised to see that the wife was fully dressed up, looking very beautiful. The moment he came inside, he saw that all his friends, his childhood friends, his friends from college, his friends from university, and some of his close friends who are working with him in the same office, they all are there with their families. And there were some people with whom he hadn't connected for so many years. And when he saw them, he felt very, very happy and excited. In all that excitement, he forgot that he had promised somebody to wait at the gate and he will be coming back to give sweater and blanket to that person. Literally, it vanished from his mind and he enjoyed in the party. He slept over, and then the next day, when he was going to the office, he realized that there was some kind of crowd gathered outside their colony. So he was very surprised that what is this rush? What is this crowd? There was never any kind of crowd when he used to go to the office in the morning, but today there is a lot of crowd. So he asked the guard that what is the reason why there is so much of crowd outside the colony. It's taking so much of time to go out because of the traffic. So he said that I don't know, sir. There was this beggar who used to beg in this area every day, but in the night, he used to go and rest inside the temple premises where he could find some warmth. But yesterday night, I don't know why that person did not go to the temple and stayed in the cold, naked the entire night, because of which he died. He left his body. That person was shattered. He realized immediately that, oh my God, what a blunder did I make. He died waiting for me because I promised him that I'm going to come back with the sweater and the blanket. And in that hope of getting some warmth of clothes, he stayed there whole night thinking maybe he will come now, maybe he will come now. But I never came. But he stayed, because of which he left his body. That impacted that person's mind, heart so much that he shattered into tears. He was very disheartened about his negligency, and he was very, very sad for so many years. That impacted his entire life, that because of his false promise, somebody died. Because of his false hope, somebody left his body. This sutra explains a very beautiful lesson to each one of us, children. Please never make false promises. It is absolutely all right to tell the person who's standing in front that this is what I can do, this is my limit, you take it or leave it. But if you are expecting me to do something which is not in my capacity, and just because you want to flatter the person standing in front for that moment, you would say, oh, I will do it. Don't worry. It's all my job. I will do it. But you know you won't be able to do it. If you will make a false promise, if you will give wrong hopes to the world, I am telling you the disappointment people will have because you promised them that you will be doing that, the aparad of that sadness is going to be borne by all of you. It is all right to tell that this is my limit. When you say this, the other person might be sad. The other person might be angry that why cannot you do it? You must do it. What is this? What is that? But once you will be very much clear on the right expectation, that person will feel bad for a day or so, but then he or she would know that this is the capacity of that person. As Maharaji always says that if you will ask, if you will love a fish to greatest extent, feed her, pamper her, but in the end, if you will request that fish to fly, it is your agyan. This is your problem. This is not the problem of the fish. The fish would die because you will take her out of the water and tell her to fly. You will just throw it in the air that fly, fly, fly. But do you think the fish can fly? The fish will fall on the floor and she will die. And the entire aparad of the dying fish has to be borne by the one who has given the wrong expectation, the wrong promise to the other person. The first realization from this very beautiful sutra says that never make false promises. This is what I am, take it or leave it. You think that I'm not capable of you? You think that wearing a kanti or putting a tilak will bring embarrassment to your life? Let me tell you one thing, I'm never going to remove this. If you think that you one day will wear it, please marry me. But if you think that you are expecting that after marriage I am not going to wear all of this is not going to happen. Keep it straight. Keep it truthful. Keep it very, very blunt. I'm telling you. Telling the right character, right? When Maharaji met me, he met me absolutely in the form that I was during that phase of my life. There was no adulteration. So when somebody accepts you the way you are, then they are never shocked to see that transition in you after marriage. Now you will say, oh, okay, fine, fine, I will not put tilak. Okay, fine, fine, I will be okay with it. But once you will be married, you will have that kind of, sometimes people do this in love. He would say, oh, my mother doesn't like tilak. My father doesn't like this kanthi and all. They don't like puja of Radha Ramanji. You can't do it. Please, you do have to remove all that. Love makes people blind. Not just blind, even brainless. What brainless? I think emotionless. People would say, okay, yeah, I will do it, don't worry, I will manage, we will manage. But do you think a person who is actually in love with Radha Ramanji can leave the seva? can leave wearing kanti, putting tilak. It is very, very important, because then when you don't do that after marriage, then things become a problem in life. So it is very important to show the right frame, show the right picture of the whole scenario. This is what I am, and you have to keep everything in the truthful manner in front. First realization. Second, which is a more important realization, is don't expect from the world, children. Please, it's just going to disappoint you. Be self independent. And when I say become self independent, I say self independent in terms of money, self independent in terms of career, self independent in terms of your access, self independent in terms of your cooking, self independent in terms of your ideology, self independent in terms of driving, self independent in terms of doing everything that you do in your practical life. Because the time you are dependent on somebody else, that is going to always, abhi to you are in love, initially everything will be like, bed of roses. But one day it will come that the person would say, bhaiya, please, you manage your things on you. I have already many things to do in my life. So it is very, very important. If that beggar would have been self-sustained, if that beggar would have realized after waiting for some time that that person is not going to go, not going to come and let me go and take shelter in the temple, but he did not go because he kept expecting that that person will come back, he will come back, he will come back, she will do it for me, she loves me, she'll help me, she loves me, he will do it for me, he loves me, he'll cook for me. No, don't. And especially for boys, I'm telling you, it is not a very difficult task to cook a normal dal, a normal rice, normal chapati, normal vegetable for yourself. Half of the world is crying and not becoming Radha Ramaniyas or taking dikshas because they are complex. Where will we get onion garlic food, onion garlic less food? Bhaiya, if you are in love with the supreme and you're not able to manage this onion garlic less food in your life, somebody is coming to you without any tantrums, somebody is saying, okay, I will be with you no matter how you keep me, where you keep me, whenever you wake me, whenever you put me to sleep, you make me eat 3 times, or probably for days you just give me makhana and kaju only. Somebody who's so sahaj, somebody is so loving, please don't be mean to that relationship. So it is very, very important that you all should become self independent. That person left his body, he died because he was dependent. Learn to drive a car, bhaiya, learn to ride a bike, learn to be independent in terms of your travel. Some people are always crying and getting angry in the morning because their brother has to drop them and the brother is late, because of which they are late, and they are getting angry because of him, I'm getting late. Bhaiya, why are you dependent on him? Learn now. How much time does it take? You have holidays, not even 5 days to actually learn how to ride a bike or to drive a car. But we have made all these small things so big. I can't drive. I can drive anything. I can cook. It is very important, because some things that we feel are very difficult, they will always be difficult. Some of you, when started this class, they were like, Ma, Sanskrit shlokas, never, not happening. And today they are singing entire Gopi Geet. They have become teachers to correct people who are singing the right Gopi Geet. Chetna is here, I can see she's come to the class after a very long time. There are so many people like who have been in the class from a very long time. Now they feel that, Ma, reciting shlokas is a therapy, right? So it is very important to become self independent. So the two realizations from this beautiful sutra says, never make false promises, always show the right picture to the entire world, and second is always be self independent. Don't be dependent for your happinesses, for your requirements, for your needs, for your financial stability, for your emotional stability as well. Why do you want to give the authority to somebody to be there for you and then only you will be all right? Why? That means you have nothing on you. You are always you are like a beggar who is always begging to people that be with me so that I can be happy, do this for me so that I can sustain. No. Radha Ramanji, then if something like this would have been true for people, then I think it would be very much valid that why would Radha Ramanji give birth to you as a single person? He should have really attached all these people with you and then sent you on this earth, no? But he has given birth to Sakshi, only Sakshi, right? He has given birth to you, and one day you're going to die also alone. Nobody whom you're expecting to be there with you all the time is not going to sit in the fire in which you are getting burnt. Take this reality check very clearly, right? So it is very, very important for all of us to become independent in terms of I being a very independent Vaishnav Bhakt, and I am very, very happy with the identity I have. Very proud of whom I am. The day you are not proud of yourself, the day you are not confident about yourself, that is the day when you start depending upon other people. I'm telling all the girls very frankly, please don't be dependent financially on your better halves. It is very, very good when you say that, if we are traveling, you take care of the accommodation, I'll take care of the flights. It gives a boost. You become the strength, you become the pillar. That makes your identity very strong. So we have always have to remember this. Quickly we will move to the Shastra part of the class. The shlokas today are very beautiful, and we are on the chapter number 8, shlok number 11 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is going to reflect on your screens. Please be very careful in reading the shlokas. I will be first narrating the meaning in Hindi so that you know a gist of it, and then we'll be explaining the shloka in English. यदक्षरं यदक्षरं वेदविदो वदन्ति विशन्ति यद्यतयो वीतरागः यदेच्छन्तो ब्रह्मचर्यं चरन्ति तत्ते पदं संग्रहेण प्रवक्ष्ये. वेद विदः अर्थात वेद के जानने वाले विद्वान, somebody who's learned, a pandit who has the entire knowledge of the Vedas. यत जिस सच्चिदानंद घन स्वरूप परम पद को, yat means people who are learned in Vedas, people who know the entire eternal existence of the Supreme, they are meditating upon the eternal identity, aksharam, which is akshar, that means which can never die, it's avinashi, something which is eternal. Vadanti कहते हैं. वीत राग आसक्ति रहित यतः यत्नशील सन्यासी महात्मजन, यत जिसमें विशंति प्रवेश करते हैं, और यत जिस परम पद को इच्छन्त चाहने वाले ब्रह्मचारी लोग, ब्रह्मचर्यम ब्रह्मचर्य का चरंती आचरण करते हैं, तत् पदम उस परम पद को मैं भगवान तेरे लिए संक्षेप से कहूंगा. When Bhagwan is in love with you, when you are in love with Bhagwan, you do all the sadhanas so that you can get to know about him and you can behave in a way in which you are able to attract him towards you. But Bhagwan is saying, Arjun, you are attracted towards me, you love me, I know that, but the eternal truth is that I also love you. And I am not going to let you get confused with what you have to do in your life to eternally have the greatest experience. So, what is Bhagwan saying? A person who is most learned, a person who is a Vaishnav doing bhakti for whom? A person who is brahmacharya and he is behaving like a brahmacharya for whom? A person who is a sannyasi taking care of all the rules that have to be performed during sannyas in that journey for whom? So what Bhagwan is trying to tell Arjun, that Arjun, I am going to tell you. He's saying padam te sangrahin pravakshase, that I am going to tell you about that eternal existence, that supreme existence for whom everybody, sannyasis have taken sannyas, Brahmacharis have taken brahmacharya. The Vaishnavas are doing bhakti. All the yogis are doing yoga. For whom? I am going to tell you who that person is, who that superpower, supreme personality is for whom everybody is doing a lot of sadhanas in their life. So Bhagwan is going to tell Arjun that what is that eternal identity, that supreme personality for whom everybody is controlling their indriyas and trying to modify them according to what path they have chosen for themselves to reach that eternal supreme. There are people who have taken Sankhya Yoga, in which they are controlling everything, just leaving everything and doing tapasya to find that eternal supreme. We Vaishnavas are doing mala, we Vaishnavas are doing parikramas, we Vaishnavas are doing a lot of sadhans in bhakti to reach to the eternal goal of our life. So, what is that eternal goal? Bhagwan is going to tell in the next two shlokas. The next shloka says, सर्वद्वाराणि संयम्य मनोहृदि निरुध्य च मूर्धन्याधात्मनः प्राणम् आस्थितो योगधारणम्. I will take two shloks together. The next shlok is going to reflect the third shlok. ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म व्याहरन् मामनुस्मरन् य प्रयाति त्यजन् देहं स याति परमां गतिम्. So what is Bhagwan saying to Arjun? Sarva dwarani. Sarva dwarani means all those doors that are responsible for us to connect to the outer world. That means our indriyas. Okay, Sarva Dwarani means all the indriyas, all the senses that we have in our body. So Bhagwan is saying Sarva Dwarani, sab indriyon ke dwara sanyamya. Sanyamya means with patience. When you have control over your senses, cha tatha manah, man ko hriday हृदय में निरुद्ध स्थिर करके फिर उस जीते हुए मन के द्वारा प्राण को मूर्धनि मस्तक में आधाय स्थापित करके आत्मनः परमात्म संबंधी योग धारणा में आस्थित स्थित होकर यह जो पुरुष ओम ओमित्यकाक्षरम. Second shloka, first word it says Omityakaksharam. The person who pronounces Om iti is एकाक्षरम, एक अक्षर रूप ब्रह्म को व्याहरण उच्चारण करता हुआ और उसके अर्थ स्वरूप माम मुझ निर्गुण ब्रह्म का अनुस्मरण चिंतन करता हुआ देहम त्यजन मतलब शरीर का त्याग करता है, वह पुरुष परमाम गतिम परम गति को प्राप्त होता है. So here precisely Bhagwan is saying a person who has actually won over himself, who has control over his senses, and he is constantly practicing the art of concentration in his life, who's meditating, who is doing japa, who knows that there is something I need to meditate upon. For example, for us, we know that we have to control our senses and we have to literally conserve the entire energy that we have towards the lotus feet of Sri Radharaman Lal. We have to concise all the concentration that we have towards that one supreme personality. So Bhagwan is saying that a person who concentrates the entire the entire energy of all the senses, who has control over his decisions that his senses are taking, मन को वश में करके, that means somebody who has control over his man. See, control over man, very difficult, impossible. Control over senses, not possible, because senses are controlled by the man. So how can we control the man and senses? So how can we control if we have a mind that is wise enough to know the reality of the world? Mind is the one who gives the right signal to the mind, to the man, and the man gives that very signal to your senses. So if you want to control your man, then you have to first have a mind which is strong enough to constantly remind you that you are a Radha Ramaniya. You are a Bhakt, you are a Vaishnav. Your ultimate goal is not to fall for the small time happinesses of the world, comforts of the world, but you have to do all the gestures to eternally make this life the last birth of your soul. So Bhagwan is saying a person who is always chanting upon me. By saying Om means chanting your Guru Mantra, chanting this, Om is Akshar Brahma. U, Ma. I also made a reel on this. When you say in Om, when you say when you say you are coming over and above your physical periphery. If somebody falls on the road, the first thing that comes out of your mind is right? So comes when you physically get hurt. So automatically when you say in Om, Om is not OM. Om is not OM. Om is AUM. It's This is the right ucharan of Om. So when you say you come over the physical periphery. When you say U means your emotional periphery. Periphery that is controlled by your man. Somebody hurts us, somebody says bitter words to us, our body doesn't get affected, but our heart gets affected. And when our man gets affected, what happens? We feel sad, we feel like crying. And whatsoever, how small you are, how old you are, when you are about to cry, the first sound that comes out of your mouth or your body is ooh. Right or wrong? When you cry, you always cry. Have you ever seen somebody crying like in some other way? It's always like you first, small children would take out this lower lip of theirs, like, ooh, right? This is very scientific. It sounds funny, and I'm also trying to make it funny, but it is very much practical that when your physical body gets hurt, the first akshar, or which is a form of a Brahma that comes out of your mouth is a. When you are hurt emotionally, your first sound that comes out of your heart is ooh. And when you are thinking about something deep, then the word that comes out of your mind is mm, right? When you're thinking about something, mm, 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 mm. Does that make sense to you? So, chanting, becoming spiritually conscious is actually coming over and above your physical, emotional, and mental periphery. Only when you are over and above these three dimensions, you will be able to experience the dimension which is above all these dimensions, which is the spiritual existence around you. So when we say Om, so when you say the entire Om, and then when you stop, you would feel something very divine around you before starting the second Om. Okay, speak with me, everybody. Just sit straight, put your legs one on each other like palti palti, and speak with me. Take a deep breath. The span between first Om and second Om, that silence is very divine. It gives you vibration if you will speak Om in the right way. You take a deep breath and then start exhaling that breath with the that you are saying. And then when you feel that your breath has reached that half point, start with ooh, and then just close your lips and then say and when you say you have to say it from your heart, so that your internal body, it shivers. And when you have said to the last bit that you can keep that air out of your mouth, then you will, when you just keep quiet, and then you feel that there is some very divine existence around you. Why do you feel that? Because this is akshar brahma. When you say ma, you have come, or your consciousness has come over and above the physical, mental, and emotional peripheries of existence. And that is why when Bhagwan says, a person who has come over all these three peripheries and is constantly chanting over my name, which is Brahma Akshar, which is Om, or maybe the Guru mantra that you have got from your Gurudev, Bhagwan says the kind of peace that person feels. And a person who dies with this feeling, he will eventually is going to get the right space in my lotus feet. So Bhagwan is saying that person is never going to come back, because when you are in that practice of constantly chanting over this phenomenal Akshara Brahma, then the kind of energy you feel inside you, you will enjoy it so much that you will be able to connect with the Supreme very easily. And when you have that connection, when you will relish that connection, it will be very easy for you to establish that relation. When the connection is there and when the relation is there, relation will automatically give birth to devotion. And when the devotion is there, then automatically you will be able to remember him throughout. So Bhagwan is saying, a person, see, that is what I'm saying, it is very important to meditate, it is very important to do chanting, it is very important to make yourself come to a point in life where you are able to experience the divine. For example, okay, I'll give you a material example. For example, this Arushi Singhal ji is there, very cute looking girl. So I tell Arushi, I really want to meet you. Let's meet tomorrow, 5 o'clock. Arushi will be like, Ma, great. Let's meet at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And I will be very excited. Arushi will also be very excited. Next day, 5 p.m. The clock struck 5 and I'm waiting for Arushi. 5, 5:30, 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30. I'm like, come on. I invited Arushi. I said, I am going to meet you today. And this is such a disrespect that she didn't even come. And yesterday, though, she was, being really excited that, oh my God, yes, ma'am, I'm really happy. I'm going to come in. We are going to meet tomorrow for sure. And then out of that anger, I call Arushi. Arushi, are these manners? I've been waiting for you since 5 o'clock in the evening and you're still not here. She said, Ma, what are you saying? I've been waiting for you since 5 o'clock at my home. I have made so many things for you to eat. I have made garland from my own hand to welcome you. And I am being so scared that probably I have done some aparad that you didn't come to meet me. And such a disaster. I am ready, wanting to meet Arushi and waiting for her at the wrong place. And Arushi, ready with everything, did so much of hard work since morning to welcome me, but still we didn't get to meet. Why? Because we were both waiting for each other in the wrong places. If we would have commuted with each other that tomorrow, Arushi, you come to my place and I will see you at 5 and we will have a good time, then this would have made Arushi and my meeting very blissful. The same way Bhagwan is saying that if you want to meet me, you are trying to look for me at the wrong places where probably you will never be able to find me. You are getting confused with me and my Maya Shakti. If you actually want to meet me, then you have to talk to me. I cannot do telepathy and just tell Arushi that you please come to my home. I have to tell her. So, and how will I tell her? Only when I talk to her. And please don't say that Radharaman never talks. He talks a lot. A lot. My Radha Raman Lal is very talkative, but you just need to be capable enough. You have to be in that right frame to connect to him and express to him that I want to meet you. And how would you do that? Only when you are in your controlled senses, only when you are out of this physical, mental, and emotional peripheries of your life. Only then, when you are your mind is calm, your heart is peaceful, when you are in a sphere where, Radha Raman Lal talks only when you express yourself and wait for him to respond. And what we do, we talk to him, we just yell everything out, and then have no patience for him to revert back. And this is the problem. It is very important for us to, in our meditation, we need to meditate and just, establish that connection. And when you do that, then you are in a state to converse with him and express. This is another level of bhakti, bhaiya. You would say ki ma, why Radha Raman Lal will not come to us? That is so that's his, absolutely his desire. If he wants to come and stand in front of you in his original form and talk, that is his mercy. But what is ideally the right way to connect to him? That you sit on a very pure asan in a time, in a day, in that frame of day when nobody is there to distract, preferably in the Brahma Muhurat. After taking shower, sit in the front of your deity, put a small light lamp in front of you, not no, not the lights of the temple. Just wake up your Thakurji, put that small deep in front of him, put your asan, sit on your asan, do your antrik and Bahya Shuddhi, and then sit in front of him and then just do the Ucharan. I'm telling you the drastic difference in your approach towards life. You will experience it in just 4 to 5 days, not months, not years. You will see that you have become more, clear in your approach. You have become more expressive in your words. You have become more concentrative towards your bhakti. You have become more patient towards your surroundings. People say, na, ma'am, bhajan kar rahe hain. We are doing a lot of bhajan still. I feel very aggressive. This is because you are doing bhajan, but that bhajan is not resulting in that establishment of the connection. But when you know you are being heard, when you know you are being taken care of, your life becomes much more sorted. So, next shloka, we spent a lot of time in on this, but which is very, very important. So, next shloka is going to reflect on your screen. अनन्यचेतः सततं यो मां स्मरति नित्यशः तस्याहं सुलभः पार्थ नित्ययुक्तस्य योगिनः. हे अर्जुन, यह जो पुरुष मुझ में अनन्य चेता, अनन्यचित होकर नित्यशः सदा ही सततम निरंतर माम, मुझ परमात्मा को स्मरण करता है, तस्य, उस नित्य युक्तस्य, नित्य निरंतर मुझ में युक्त हुए योगी के लिए मैं सुलभ हो जाता हूँ, मैं सहज ही प्राप्त हो जाता हूँ. So see, Bhagwan has already told you the shortcut as well. He's saying that I know getting towards me or approaching me or actually having me is one of the most difficult tasks a person would have in his life. But if you are concentrated towards one, if you are deeply in love with the one and you are doing your entire sadhana every day, not only at times when you need something, or only at times when you want to get heard, or only at times when you need something, then you are sitting in the mandir and doing Om. Then Radha Ramanji is going to be like, Om, you do Om, I'm not coming to get you, okay? So don't be selfish enough, okay? He says Nitya Yuktasya. Nitya Yuktasya means every day, every moment we have to remember him. So Bhagwan is saying a person. See, I also want to tell you, I always say this, but still I would like to say this, that please, disrespecting other deities or other gods is never going to bring you close to Radha Ramanji. If I belong to a family and you are married to me, but if you are not respecting my parents, if you're not respecting my brother, if you're not respecting my family members, I will never appreciate that kind of behavior, right? Would you do that? Somebody whom you married starts disrespecting your mother, starts to insult your father, says that, you should not, we say Radhe Radhe to them, or probably just disrespect them. You will never be catered. So it is very, very important that you must respect all the gods. You must, because they all are the, forms of Radharaman only. So you always have to respect them and approach them with a desire that, please express my love towards Sri Radharaman Lal. It is very, very important. When you serve the parents of your wife in a very beautiful way, in a very respectful way, you are automatically making your, doing the gestures to bring her more closer to you. Because when she will see that you are respecting, loving her parents so much, she will be all the way more awe of you, right? So it is very, very important. Bhagwan is saying you have to meditate upon only one. Who is your Isht? Isht means somebody with whom you have already established your relation. So when you are meditating upon your Isht, and you're meditating every day with niyam, with every day, without any fail, Bhagwan is saying, for that person I become very easily approachable. It is all right that if you are, not able to do a lot of physical sadhana, a lot of physical gestures to approach Radha Ramandal, even if you are emotionally connecting with him every time and all the time. In the morning, wake up early, do your chanting, when then you will feel that connection. If there is no tower in your city, even if you have the, you know um, the most expensive phone, it is just equal to no value, right? If there is no connection in your phone, your WhatsApp is not working, Instagram is not working, calling is not happening, what will you do of that phone? You'll throw it in the garbage. What to do? So it doesn't matter you're doing 16 rounds, 64 rounds, you're doing how many rounds. It is very important to have that tower of Airtel or maybe Geo, so that you can at least make a call and make use of that phone. So even if you are doing everything, but you are not concentrated towards that one SIM, that one Airtel or Geo, right? So you will never be able to establish that connection with the person you want to call. So, the same way, it is very important to establish that connection with your Supreme and constantly meditate upon that one Supreme. And meditation on that one Supreme means that no matter wherever you go, you are always, longing for that one Isht of yours. The last shlok of today's class, and then we will, Diksha is going to take the Vishnu Sahasranam with all of you. मामुपेत्य पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयम् अशाश्वतम् नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः संसिद्धिं परमां गतः. परम संसिद्धिम, सिद्धि को, गतः प्राप्त, महात्म जन एलिवेटेड पीपल, माम मुझको, उपेत्य प्राप्त होकर, दुखालयम दुखों को दुखालयम इज दिस वर्ल्ड, संसार, एवं अशाश्वतम क्षण भंगुर पुनर्जन्म को नहीं प्राप्त होते. दैट मीन्स इफ यू आर क्लियर with the phone, if you are clear with the signal, and if you are clear with the person whom you have to call. You have the phone, very good. If you have the tower, full connection, very good. And you are very sure that whom I have to call, then when you will press the button, that person will answer and you will be able to, without any hassle, talk to that person and express what you're feeling. So it is very important. So Bhagwan is saying, if your phone is good, if your connection is good, the tower's signal is good, and if you're calling me, I promise you, I will pick up your call the moment my phone will ring. Is it understandable? Right? If you are doing all these sadhanas with concentrating upon that one tower, which is going to be responsible for to give value to your phone by giving, signal network to it, then when you will call that one eternal supreme personality is saying that if all these things are clear, I promise you I'm definitely going to pick your call. And when I will pick your call, you can tell me where you are and from where I have to come and take you with me. So that is what Radha Raman Lal says, that a person who is clear with the Ishta, clear with the sadhana, then that person is never coming back to this world. That person is never going to take rebirth in any other body or in any other form on this planet. So such a beautiful thing. Radha Ramanlal is so merciful. He's saying, don't worry, just be very clear in your approach, and I am going to be, the day I feel that you are clear in your mind and heart that yes, this is my husband, the day you are clear in your heart that this is my man and I am going to marry this person, that day that person also becomes very close to you. That person starts to pamper you. That's a person, not all the time you only have to do the gestures, but that person also does the gestures too. When the relationship has established, then the gestures are both ways. Sometimes the girl has to do, sometimes the boy has to do, right? The same way Bhagwan is saying, if the relationship is strong and you are confident, then sometimes when you are doing the gestures, I promise to you, I am also going to do some amazing leelas to make you feel that yes, I love you too and I am there for you. And that is what the entire wordings of wisdom of Bhagwan Shri Krishna is in Bhagavad Gita. So we all must become very proud that we are getting this kind of clarity in our life, that it is not difficult. Radha Raman Lal is much more in urge to meet all of us. We are still complexed with the material things around us, but Radha Raman Lal is very pure, like the love of a mother. No matter poot kuput, poot saput, a putra, a child can be a good child, a child can be a bad child, but a mother can never be a bad mother, right? A mata can never be a kumata. The same way, we are those children who can actually be sometimes be good or sometimes be bad, but Radha Raman Lal is always blissful, always wanting us to reach that ultimate goal of our life, which is Radha Raman. Now my class is complete. Radha Raman. Radha Raman kaho. Everybody must practice meditation in the morning or whenever you feel. Morning is a very good time because the vibrations, the energy which you feel when there is nobody around you, and that grahe, that time frame of Brahma Muhurat is very pious in itself. So you will feel a drastic connection that you have with the supreme. So please at least practice it for 3 days. I know once you practice it, you will always try to experience it all over again. I would really request Diksha to take over the third part of the class, which is Sri Vishnu Sahasranam. She's going to take the names of please nobody should leave the class right now, because I know a lot of you would say Ma is going, so probably we should also go, but I'm not going anywhere. I will be right here. And Radha Raman Lal always comes to the class to see how many people are there who are actually attending the class, who are actually wanting to serve me, actually wanting to learn or probably hear my name so that they can become purified souls to literally achieve me. So please, if you have attended the whole class, you must sit back for another 10 minutes because class is till 7:30, and you must listen to this beautiful stotra. If you have not learned the stotra till where we have done, please, you must at least learn to um, you must learn to read the stotras so that you can at least have the pronunciation right. If you will do, Bhagwan has said na nitya nirantar. So if you will nitya in your nityani, in your everyday routine, if you will read the stotra till where we have done, Radha Ramalal is going to show his mercy towards you. When you'll be calling me, he's going to pick up the call for sure. So Diksha, please take over, and I will see you all next Monday. Please come to the class and learn the stotra so far. Shri Radha Raman Lal ki jai.
Jai Gaur Shri Radha Ramana Vijayate. Am I audible and visible to all of you? Okay. So I welcome you to this Stotra part of Nimaipathshala. So we'll start with the Dhyan shlokas first, and first shlok will be recited by Pragya Raghuvanshi ji. Two shloks of Dhyan. Please unmute Pragya ji.
एक्चुअली मुझे नहीं आते हैं, सॉरी।
ओके, आप एक बार पढ़ के ट्राई कर सकते हैं.
मतलब मेरे पास नहीं है। आप
Okay, after class, please message me. I'll share the PDF with you. Then Anamika Sharma ji. First two
राधे
shlokas of Dhyan. Radhe Shyam.
शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः.
Okay, next shloka, Bandita ji. Okay, Mohak Bansal ji. Next two shlokas.
शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिभिर्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुभवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथं यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे नमः समस्तभूतानां आदिभूताय भूभृते रूपाय विष्णवे प्रभु विष्णवे.
Okay, next shloks, Deepa Rathi ji. Om Vishwam.
ॐ विश्वं विष्णुवषट्कारो भूतभव्याभवत्प्रभु भूतकृद्भूतभृद्भावो भूतात्मा भूतभावना भूतात्मा परमात्मा च मुक्तानां परमा गति अव्यया पुरुषः साक्षी चेतज्ञोचर एव च योगो योगविदां नेता प्रधान पुरुषेश्वर नारसिंहा वपु श्रीमान् केशवा पुरुषोत्तम.
Okay, next shlok, Arushi Chopra ji. Please unmute.
राधे श्याम.
Radhe
सर्व
Shyam.
सर्व शिवस्थानुर्भूतादिर्निधिरव्यः सम्भवो भावनो भर्ता प्रभव प्रभुरीश्वर स्वयंभू शम्भुरादित्य पुष्कराक्षो महास्वन अनादि निधिनो दाता विदाता धातुरुत्तम.
Next, Akshat Gupta ji. Have you learned the shlokas? Akshat ji. Himanshu Mruk ji. Next two shlokas. Please unmute yourself. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Please unmute कीजिए. He has left the screen. Next, Nimai Jeev ji. Please unmute yourself.
राधे श्याम मैया बस स्टार्टिंग के ही कुछ श्लोक लर्न किए थे, लास्ट वाले नहीं आते.
Okay, आप एक बार पढ़ के ट्राई कर सकते हैं.
बट आप स्क्रीन शेयर कर सकते हैं.
Okay, after class I'll share the PDF with you. Just message me. Next shlok, Harsh Tripathi ji.
हेलो हेलो.
हाँ जी, राधे श्याम.
हाँ जी, राधेश्याम. कौन से स्कूल श्लोक से बोलना था? भूल गया, सॉरी.
स्वयंभू शंभुरादित्य.
ठीक है. स्वयंभू शंभुरादित्य पुष्कराक्षो महास्वन अनादिनदनो दाता विधाता धातुरुत्तमः अप्रमेयो ऋषिकेश पद्मनाभ अमर प्रभु विश्वकर्मा मनुस्त्वष्ट स्थविष्ठ स्थवरो ध्रुवा.
Next, Manisha Vaishnav ji.
राधेश्याम दीदी।
राधेश्याम।
अग्राय शाश्वतः कृष्णो लोहिताक्ष प्रतर्दन प्रभूत स्त्रीकुप्धाम पवित्रं मङ्गलं परम् ईशान प्राणतः प्राणो ज्येष्ठः श्रेष्ठः प्रजापति हिरण्यगर्भो भूगर्भो माधवो मधुसूदनः।
Next one also. Ishvaro Vikrami.
ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमः क्रम अनुत्तमो दुराधर्ष कृतज्ञ कृतिरात्मवान् सुरेशः शरणं शरणमः विश्वेश।
स्वाति राजपूत जी, राजपुरोहित जी, सॉरी।
सुरेशं शरणं शर्म विश्वरेता प्रजावः अहं संवत्सरो व्यालः प्रत्यय सर्वदर्शन अज सर्वेश्वर सिद्ध सिद्धि सर्वाधिरच्युत विशाखपीर्मेयात्मा सर्वयोग विनिश्रितः वसुर्वसुर्मना सत्य समात्मा संवित समः अमोघ पुण्डरीकाक्षो वृषकर्मा वृषाकृति।
Next, Tulsi and Gauri. Tulsi ji, have you learned this shloka?
First day of class है.
Okay, okay. So I welcome you to the Nimaipathshala class. Next, जाएंगे सन्निहिता रामानुजम जी।
राधेश्याम दीदी।
राधेश्याम।
कौन सी श्लोक है एक बार बता सकते हो? वसुर वसुमना।
हाँ, रुद्रो बहुशिरा बब्रुर।
मैं देख के पढ़ सकती हूँ।
No problem.
रुद्रो बहुशिरा बभ्रुर विश्वयोनिस्सुचिश्रवः अमृत शाश्वत स्थानोर वरारोहो महातपाः।
Next, हाँ जी।
सर्वग सर्वविद्भानु विश्वक्सेन जनार्दनः वेद वेदो वेदविधांगो वेदांगो वेदवित्कविः।
वेदो वेद विदव्यंगो वेदांगो वेदविद कवि। परफेक्ट परफेक्ट। नेक्स्ट, शिवानी भूषण जी।
जय सच्चिदानंद जी। मैम मेरी पहली क्लास है आज।
ओके ओके, सो आप प्लीज ट्राई टू लर्न ऑल द श्लोका साइड बाय साइड। नेक्स्ट, कार्तिक कुमार जी।
लोकाध्यक्षः सुराध्यक्षो धर्माध्यक्षः कृताकृतः चतुरात्मा चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्दंष्ट्रश्चतुर्भुजः भ्राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सहिष्णुर्जगदादिजः अनघो विजयो जेता विश्वयोनिः पुनर्वसुः।
Very nice. Next श्लोक will be recited by जानवी जी।
राधेश्याम मैया मैं पढ़कर बोल दूं?
हाँ जी।
उपेन्द्रो वामन प्रांशुर अमोघ शुचिरूर्जितः अतीन्द्र संग्रह सर्गो धृतात्मा नियमो यमः वेद्यो वेद्य सदा योगी वीरः माधवो मधुः अतीन्द्रियो महामायो महोत्साहो महाबलः।
Very beautiful. Next श्लोक आयुषी तिवारी जी।
महाबुद्धिर्महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महादिति अनिर्देश्य वपुः श्रीमान् मे आत्मा महादृदिक् महेश्वासो महीभर्ता श्रीनिवासः सदा गति अनिरुद्धः सुरानन्दो गोविंदो गोविदाम्पतिः।
परफेक्ट उच्चारण। नेक्स्ट हिमांशी उपाध्याय जी। प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ हिमांशी जी। राधेश्याम।
मरीचिर्दमनोहंसा सुपर्णो भुजगोत्तम हिरण्यनाभ सूतपा पद्मनाभ प्रजापति अमृत्यो सर्वदृक्सिंह संधाता संधिमान् स्थिर अजो दुर्मर्शनः शास्ता विश्रुतात्मा सुरारिः।
Last line, please recite again.
अजो दुर्मर्शनः शास्ता विश्रुतात्मा सुरारिः गुरुर् नेक्स्ट
Okay, next श्लोक लक्ष्मी नीलिमा कृष्णगिरी जी.
मैया आपको आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ जी.
गुरुर्गुरुतमोदामो गुरुर्गुरुतमोदामो सत्य सत्य पराक्रमः निमिषो
जी.
वाचस्पतिरुदारिदः रुदारि वाचस्पतिरुदारिभिः
वाचस्पतिरुदारधि
अग्रणी ग्रामणी श्रीमान् न्यायो नीतः समीरणः समास
सहस्रमूर्धा
सहस्रमूर्त
विश्वात्मा.
विश्वात्मा सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात्.
Nice. Please try again.
The same line, Agrani Gram. Which one?
सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा.
Sahasramurta Vishwatma Sahasrakshas Sahasrapat.
Very good, very good. Next श्लोक will be recited by आयुषी तिवारी जी. Next श्लोक please. राधेश्याम. Ayushi Tiwari ji, please unmute yourself. He has left the screen. Okay, next श्लोक अनामिका शर्मा जी.
आवर्तनो निवृत्तात्मा संप्रत संप्रमर्दनः अहं संवर्तको वाहिरनिलो धरणीधरः सुप्रसाद
अह
विश्वदृक्
संवर्तको. अह. It's not
अह
aham, it's ahu.
अह संवर्तको बाहिरनिलो धरणीधरः सुप्रसाद प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वधृक् विश्वभुक् विभु सत्कर्ता सत्कृत साधुर्जुहुर्नारायणो नरः.
Perfect उच्चारण. Next, Sapna Shukla ji, have you learned the shloka? Radhesham. प्लीज अनम्यूट करिए एक बार. आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. ओके, सो ललिता जी नेक्स्ट श्लोक सुनाएंगे. ललिता जी प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. ओके. जानवी जी नेक्स्ट श्लोक प्लीज.
असंख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्ट शिष्टकृच्छति सिद्धार्थ सिद्ध संकल्प सिद्धिद सिद्धि साधनः वृषा हि वृषभो विष्णुर्वृषपर्वा वृषोदरः वर्धन वर्धमानश्च विविक्त श्रुतिसागरः.
नेक्स्ट श्लोक निमाई जीव जी.
सुभुजो दुर्धरो वाग्मी महेंद्रो वसुदो वसु मेघरूप सिपि विष्टु प्रकाश.
शिवानी जी प्लीज म्यूट कर लीजिए. निमाई जी।
राधेश्याम मैया श्लोक नहीं लर्न किए।
सॉरी फॉरगॉट। अक्षत गुप्ता जी।
राधेश्याम माता जी।
राधेश्याम।
अमृतम सुदभवो भानु शशविन्दु सुरेश्वरः।
कौन सा श्लोक सुनिए?
कहाँ से पढ़ना है माता जी?
सुभुजो दुर्धरो।
सुभुजो दुर्धरो वाग्मी महेन्द्रो वसुदो वसुः नैक रूपो बृहदूपः
नैकरूपः
नैकरूपो बृहदूपः शिपि विष्टः प्रकाशनः।
आप प्रयास करिए। नेक्स्ट श्लोक आयुषी तिवारी जी।
ओजस्तेजोधिधर प्रकाशात्मा प्रतापनः हृदि स्पष्टाक्षरो चन्द्राशुर्भास्करद्युतिः अमृतांशुद्भवोद्भानुः शशबिन्दुः सुरेश्वरः औषधं जगतः सेतुः सत्यधर्म पराक्रमः भूतभव्यभवन्नाथ पवनः पवनो नलः कामः कामकृत्कान्तः कामः कामप्रदः प्रभुः युगादिकृतयुगावर्तो नैकमायो महाशनः अदृशो अव्यक्तरूपश्च सहस्रजितनन्तरजित् इष्टो विशिष्टः
बस
शिष्टेष्टः।
श्लोक शिवानी भूषण जी। प्लीज अनम्यूट। शिवानी भूषण जी।
इष्टो विशिष्ट शिष्टेट शिखंडी नहुषो वृष क्रोधो क्रोध कृत्कर्ता विश्वबाहो महेर्धरा अच्युतः प्रतित्थ प्राणः प्राणदो वासवानुजः अपान्धिरिष्ठानम प्रमतः प्रतिष्ठितः स्कंदः स्कंधरो धुर्यो वरदो वायुवाहनः वासुदेवो भवद्नारु रादिदेवः पुरन्दरः अशोकस्ता
वासुदेव बृहद्भानुर आदिदेवः पुरंदरः। ओके, आई थिंक वी हैव डन टिल हियर ओनली। यहीं तक किया हमने श्लोक इन मंडे क्लास। नेक्स्ट भी है? ओके, सो नेक्स्ट भी सुनाइए।
अशोकस्तारणस्तार शूरशो निर्जनेश्वर अनुकूलशतावर्तः पद्मी पद्मनिभेक्षणः
अनुकूलः तथा
अनुकूलशताव्रतः पद्मिः पद्मनिभेक्षणः पद्मनाभोरविन्दाक्षः पद्मगर्भशशीरभृत महिर्दरिद्धो वृद्धात्मा महाक्षो गरुडध्वजः अतुलशरभो भीमस्य मयज्ञो
स्वाति जी।
अतुलः सर्वो भीमः समयज्ञो हविर्हरि सर्वलक्षणलक्षण्यो लक्ष्मीवान् समितिञ्जय विक्षरो रोहितो मार्गो हेतुर्दामोदर सः महीधरो महाभागो वेगवानमिताशनः। यहीं तक हुआ है।
Can you please guide me? यहीं तक हुआ है? Okay, so we'll end the class here only. We'll meet you next Monday in another session of Nimaipathshala. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री राधा रमण लाल की जय।